SBF Friday Frenzy, a weekly show where we discuss the main talking points from the ISSA High School football competitions in Jamaica, and then the SSFL in Trinidad and Tobago. It premieres today inside the SportsMax zone. Now, in the ISSA competition in Jamaica, we talk about one player who has already caught the eye in the ManningCup. That man, Kingston College's Dujuan Richards, scored twice on his debut to inspire the purpose to an opening day 5-1 victory over Calabar. He then notched a double as KC beat Arden High 2-0 in their second game on Thursday. Joining me is football commentator extraordinaire Donald Oliver, as well as Leger Williams, who made his debut as a schoolboy football analyst earlier this week. Welcome, Donald. Welcome, Leger.
Thank you.
All gone. All right. All is well. All right. Let's start with the new boy, Donald. You won't mind. You're an ever-present. You're part of the furniture here, so we treat our guests properly. Leger, your impressions of the opening week of schoolboy football action in Jamaica?
Well, I think there was a lot of quality on display. The main teams really stood out for me, that being Jamaica College, Kingston College, and of course St. George's College. I think all three of them really put down a marker to see why they will be favourites moving forward.
Have you seen any of the Da Costa Cup?
I have seen the Da Costa Cup. Garvin Maceo, the champions from last season, we know they were really dominant. But unfortunately, in their first game against Kempsey that we saw on SportsMax, they had the right intentions. It was similar tactics as to what they employed last season, but they just couldn't get it clicking. But you have to give credit to Kempsey because they saw the weakness in Garvin Maceo and they really exploited it.
Yeah, you speak about St. George's College, and I've said on this show already that I saw some of the George's boys at the football factory in the summer, and I was talking to them, so I was saying, Reggie, okay, about 6 love this season again, and they were saying, no sir, boys, a nightmare, and we are confident that that will not happen again. What do you think would have been the material change from the Georges we saw last year and the Georges we're seeing so far this season?
Well, I think it's important for people to realize how young that Georges team was, and I think with the guidance of two of the best tactical minds in Jamaica, and Marcel Gale and Neville Bertis-Bell, I think they've really shown maturity and really moved on. The system is similar, but it has changed in ways to really facilitate some really good football, and they're definitely a very, very serious team to watch this season.
Yeah. Donald, through your commentator's lens, how is it looking so far?
Yeah, I agree with what Leger said in terms of the teams to look out for. The Jamaica College, the Kingston College, St. George's College have started out strong, as well as Mona High. Mona High would have been disappointed last year with how it ended and them being disqualified based on the fact that they played ineligible players in certain competitions. But I'm looking forward to them coming to the fore. Of course, they have a presence. Cilantro Technical is also there. And I've been really impressed by all those teams. I think it's going to be a really difficult competition.
Hold on, I need to speak to Leger so Donald can do his mopping up, because the SportsMax viewers know is that Donald sweats profusely. There you go. So, Leger, let's talk to me while Donald gets himself together. All right, so Mona High, Craig Butler's Mona High. One of our guys in studio can help Donald with a bit with mopping up. Yeah. Anyway, Leger, right. Craig Butler's Mona High threatened at times last year to do something special. Fell just short of a trophy. It's early, very early, but based on the start, do they look like they are tooled, equipped to take another step?
Yeah, definitely. If there's always criticism around Craig Butler and the players that he uses, so forth. But one thing that I think is undeniable when you talk about Craig Butler is his tactical nous, and it's very impressive how he uses his players, the system that he uses, and not that they don't have the amount of talent or the number of players that the really established schools have, but tactically he's always going to give them a chance in every single game.
We spoke about Kempsey exploiting the weaknesses of Garvin Maceo. I watched that game, and I don't want to be critical because it's a first game. You don't have, as Meron Gordon, I think, gave an excellent answer. He said, when you take 20 goals out, Gregory Cousins, any team will struggle to replace 20 goals. And Cleo Clark is there. We know of his experience with Cavalier in the Jamaica Premier League. But it was, in some parts, an error-strewn performance, in my view, from the defending champions. But as an opening game and you didn't lose, there's something to build on. Clark apart, who do you see carrying the scoring burden for Garvin Maceo this season?
Well, I think it has to be spread out amongst the squad.
So there's no one player who will...
No, I don't think so. Because when you lose a certain amount of goals, you can liken it to real-life examples. Say, for instance, you take into Aston Villa, for example, the last Jack Grealish. Their approach was not to replace Jack Grealish with one player who you think can replicate what he does. They bring in a number of players who can do bits and pieces of what they do. So they have to share the goals around. Claire Clark, of course, has to take a lot of responsibility. But I think the goals will come. The opportunities were there. They didn't take them, and then that's just a part of football. And Kempsey took theirs. So I think in going forward, they definitely be pushing for and scoring a lot of goals.
Donald, I was looking forward to Dujuan Richards scoring and hearing how you would describe the moment, and you didn't disappoint as usual. Are we looking at a schoolboy who has more than something about him?
Yeah, but we've seen this script before, haven't we? And the question is, how would they progress after impressing at the schoolboy football level? I do think he's special. I think he has a lot of time on his hands, and we can see it. I've seen him get by 5 defenders of St. George's College in the Roper Cup and scoring a peach of a goal, and that was in pre-season. But, you know, he kind of reminds me of Trayvon Reed, who was similar a few seasons ago. And I tell you what, I mean, he's from the Phoenix Academy and the Craig Butler camp as well. So I believe that he has good footing to start off with. Sometimes he can be lost in the game, be a little bit lackadaisical because he knows his talent, and he knows that, you know, he's there to score goals and to be the influencer up front. So maybe he doesn't put a lot of work defensively, and that would be required when he moves on from the schoolboy football level. But I think he's class at this level right now.
Well, break it down technically for me then, Donald. For those who haven't seen him yet, what are we talking about? A player very well balanced, left foot, right foot, an explosive dribbler. Well, what kind of dribbler is he? Is he the dribbler like the Giggs dribbler, the ball always on the foot moving forward, Messi dribbler? Is he the Gareth Bale dribbler? Kick it, run it down, kick it, run it down. Does he shoot well with either foot? Is he good in the air? Talk to us about him.
He's almost like a magician. He has, you know, you said I mentioned he has sleight of hand. He has sleight of foot.
Yeah.
Can be deceptively quick. I don't think he's all and out, you know, a pace merchant.
Yeah. So he won't beat you in a dead run over 25 meters.
I don't think so. But
right.
That's not to say he's slow. You know, I believe that he can beat the majority of the players. But I think it's how he feints.
Yeah.
How he does this, how he dribbles over the ball. That he knows how to utilize his eyes and shifts his body weight to fool a defender and even the goalkeeper. We saw the goal where he got by the goalkeeper. He scored at the near post. The keeper was expecting to go the other direction. He has a very quick shot on him as well. So he has all of that in his favor. And again, at this level, it's really impressive to see.
How tall is he? Is he over 6 feet?
I don't think he's over. He's probably 6 feet.
Yeah,
probably just about 6.
So in terms of his size, he can fill out his frame. So because I'm thinking developmentally now.
Yeah.
So he has a frame that he can fill out some more. He's imposing, so he's not small. So a defender won't say feel he can knock him off the ball easily. So he has that physical presence about him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Richards, I've seen a lot of him on YouTube, of course, with Phoenix Academy games that they've played all over. And those of us who follow the football like that will know that he's has been one of the most talked about youngsters in Jamaica for some time now. Given what this KC team will need, given what the schoolboy football competition always gives in terms of a player that brings people out to watch them, is young Richards that person at this level?
Yeah, definitely. He proved it in the first game. I think, as you mentioned, a talisman is always very important when you're talking about a team going forward. Look at Kingston College even last season with Christopher Pearson. He is the one who really pushed them forward in the latter stages of the competition. I definitely think Richards will definitely be that person to push them forward. He has all of that talent, and the coach Raymond Watson has set up the squad to really play around him. You know, when you talk about Jaheim Johnson making really dynamic runs around him, so Richards always has space on that right wing or the left, whichever. So the team is definitely set up, and he is definitely fully equipped to push Kingston College forward.
Master commentator Oliver, another one on the Richards fellow. Is he the kind of player who chews out his teammates for errors on the field, or where errors are made, he will stay quiet, he encourages, does he berate his teammates a lot? What is the interaction between him and his teammates on the field based on what you've seen?
So there's a reason why they call him Whisper. because when he was younger, he didn't talk a lot, and he's just growing into his own now. So he's not quite talkative, and he's not quite loud, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you do see the reactions, you do see the encouragement at times, but he doesn't look as if he's in the mold of a leader at this point in time. So he has good structure from a good background, so I think that he can even grow into that role even this season as his confidence grows.
Yeah. So you would say he is a performance leader, but not a vocal leader.
Oh yeah. Performance in the attacking third, especially as I said, sometimes he lapses. A lot of youngsters.
Young players have flaws. Because that's what they are, young players. Yeah.
But you kind of want the work ethic to be at the center at this point in time, especially if your team isn't blessed all round. You'd want them to do a little bit more defensive work.
Yes.
But that probably will come later in the competition. You know that they're playing like 3 times a week now, so you don't want to be too harsh on them that they're not running 9 kilometers a game, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand them being a little bit conservative, and I believe that his coach has been conservative as well, because even in the last game that they played, he scored 2 goals. The first half was taken off at halftime, so he's getting the rest that he needs. He's not being overplayed. He's. I think he's going to grow into that player that we expect him to be throughout the season.
Leger, final one before we go to the break quickly. Based on what you've seen of the season so far, would you say impressive start, good start, just a little bit below impressive, okay, ordinary?
I would say impressive. Tactically, I think, I'm not sure if it has something to do with the pandemic, but coaches have had a lot of time to think. So I think tactically, a lot of teams are progressing a lot. So I think it's been very impressive. I've been very impressed overall.
Would you say so too, Mr. Oliver?
Yeah, definitely. I believe that it has been raised a level. As I said, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic that the coach had a lot of time, or the players because they've been sitting and waiting, and they themselves have been observing football games, that they have taken some things onto their own and want to perform better, especially that they know that the eyes will be on them. So maybe it's a combination of all that why we're seeing some better football this season.
Yeah, Donald Oliver has seen many a football season through the commentator's lens, so if he says it is a level above, you're tempted to believe him, because he would know, yeah? We'll take a break and come right back. Just want to caution people, don't build our football, our young footballers up too high. Don't build them up too much. Don't build them as superstars, BILL, as superstars yet, because they're starlets, they're young, they're impressive. We don't want schoolboys to believe that they are the real deal. They're only developing. So be kind and be reasonable in your criticism, and be sparing in your praise. It's for their own benefit. It's for the benefit of the football. Break time. Back with you on the SportsMax Zone after this.